Hey YouTube, Robert the Coroner Drap here, and today on the Coroner's Corner, again, we're doing another beer review. As you can see, Scheinerbach Homespun Cream Ale. Now, to read the package, as I did not do this last time, our cream ale is inspired by classic American recipes and homespun in Shiner, Texas, which is just up the road. It's brewed with an extra helping of specialty wheat malt to give it a velvety, smooth, creamy mouthfeel. Which mouthfeel is one word. Didn't know that. Pale gold in color, homespun is a seasonable go-to brew with a crisp, refreshing finish. So pop one open and join us in celebrating American brewing tradition with a dash of southern hospitality from Shiner, Texas. Prost, y'all. They stuck German with y'all, which is southern. This one is a twist top. It smells very much like a regular light beer with very wheat and very wheat and malt, but not hops, I would say. Trusty glass. Oh yeah, pale gold. Almost dark. See? Very light. Very thick head. I am not a fan of this. This does look very much comical, very much like a prop beer would look like. Oh. It's a very here today, gone tomorrow kind of beer. This one, hang on. Very, very upfront with the like a citrusy cream kind of flavor before lingering only a moment and then vanishing. Like right now, I'm having to really swallow to get any of it back. And for a summer beer, for a brew that doesn't want, you know, too much on you, too much in your face because it's hot, then yeah, I can see this as being refreshing. But I would really not say it would top a regular light beer if, you know, you want to go that direction. Personally, I really would rather drink something like a light beer than drink this when it's hot. Now, to wit, wow, no, I don't want to lose that. I'm currently still knitting, and to show progress, I have to back it out a little bit. That's pretty good, and it's nice and wide. The thing for me is that I'm now trying to close out the stitches, which means that I have to be rather wary about how I do this. As I said before, I've decided, I made the decision a little while back that once I was done with this scarf, that I was going to go into my next one. And I think that that's not a bad choice, especially given that I maybe have, I want to say, 7 or 8 feet of yarn left in this, from the original roll that I started with, and I'm okay with that. I'd actually rather have the little bit to go, kind of just getting there. To be honest, this part's kind of weird, but then again, I feel it may be that since I've not done this before, that might be why it's weird to me. And who knows, maybe once I'm done, because as you can see, this end here is very, very clean, and I like the way that it's gone down. I do have concerns for the future of this endeavor, as I have no idea how I'm going to close out the last stitch. But then again, I also have my handy tutorial from YouTube kind of bookmarked to where I can get to it again with very little issue. So, who knows? Maybe I'll end up just, closing out all these stitches, and there'll be extra thread, and I'll just, I'll hook it. I don't care. Or I'll practice a bit, and that's not a bad thing to do. Not a bad problem to have, really. In, the vein of things that could go wrong. And I don't know how many stitches I have on this thing, because the entire needle's full, still very tightly packed, and it shouldn't be. And I never bothered to count how many stitches I have on this thing, but and I've done quite a few since I started, deciding it's time to close it out. There's something on this side. The other thing that I did that I don't know how I did was, as you can see here on the front side, the two transitions here are clean. On the other side, you can see the line. Like, this is where I did this. But on this side here, you can't tell. And on this side, you can definitely see the little lines. And I don't necessarily have a fondness for that. I want it to be kind of the same on the next one, so I'm going to try and figure out what I did on that to make that happen, because I would love to just, uniformly go, okay, this is what I did on this one that made the lines line up as they did, in such a fashion that it created an even wash on one side, and then when the time comes to do like my next transition on my next scarf, then it'll be fine. Retrospect, probably could have gone one more, but I didn't because, playing Final Fantasy with the husbando, which is marvelous. We just beat another primal. I forget her name. She was the Wind Harpy, so Lady of the Vortex. I don't know what had happened in the game. I think it was because I was attempting to upload my WWE Raw review and do and listen, and while I attempted to upload, listen to Loading Ready Live because, you know, entertainment, and then whilst also trying to be in a dungeon, it may have, you know, screwed up my frame rate to the point where doing so wasn't a very viable option, and then it could, you know, have made it, you know, suck some, and that's why my spells weren't casting, that's why some things weren't happening. My L had said that he was lagging quite hard when we were in that dungeon, and now he's taking a nap. So, as you can see, got that much cleared off. I'm going to stretch it out. See, I keep saying this, and I keep wanting to figure out a way to do it, but I don't think there is a way to do it. To cut this thing in half, and then, like, sew it back together. Because if I could just straight cut it down the middle, like dead in half, and it was like a piece of paper where I could just tack it on the end, and I'd be happy. But I know that's not possible. That's not realistic. But no, yeah, I think that I'm gonna end up turning this out as my first scarf ever made, and then eventually going around and taking another crack at it from my next scarf, and, you know, doing it better. And I think that's like the progression of an art. You start sucking, and then eventually you're the most sought after artist because of what you do. If you just keep working on it. I mean, I think you can't rest as an artist. You can't turn it around and say, well, I've gotten this far, I don't need to get any farther. No, you have to constantly be improving, and that's why some of the things some of my friends do with their art is quite amazing to me, and I don't know how the world they manage it, like how, you know, and it, like, uh-oh, nope, don't go out, don't go out. Just dropped the stitch and didn't mean to. Okay, there we go. I think I got there. I think I was going back around for a second loop. There we go. Got 2 stitches on there now. I hope I didn't just screw that up. Well, you know, Practice makes perfect. And to credit my friend, her name is Aki. I think two of my friends, it's one is, her name is Aki, the other one is Bex Chan. I love their art, I really do. If I could have somebody design my next tattoo, just go, here's a bunch of stuff you know about me, and go and see where their kind of their creative process takes them for these things. It's really I think it would be really interesting to see, you know, how the mind works in these fashions. And I think that's maybe something that of a thought experiment that I'd like to try eventually, but right now I just don't have the patience to throw together something that big. But let's see, things that have happened with me. Nothing much has really come around. It's just been, you know, work. Did my Monday night Raw review. Told you all about. Oh, yeah, there was a bit of an altercation on Tuesday that has landed me in a bit of hot water with my job. Those of you, that's not something I think needs to be highlighted there, game. Thank you. Landed me in a bit of hot water with my job, and they you know, they sat me down, had a talking to with me, and I kind of, you know, no, you're right, this was a problem. And if you're one of my friends, you know, you already know what happened. I'm going to be open and honest with a lot of people because that's how you have to get going, you know. I mean, if you can't be honest with yourself, and there are very few people watching this, so I don't really have a problem talking to the camera. I mean, yeah, it's going to go out on YouTube, but nobody cares about a random somebody. No, I'm sorry. The public at large does not care about one guy doing a YouTube show with a camcorder from, I want to say, about 6-7 years ago. Nobody cares. Now, that being said, I know a good deal, many of you who watch my channel, who you know, comment on my videos, Will from Peace, Love, and Guns, Danielle, who, I want to show you all this. Let's get right in there. She made me a D20 necklace. She's going to be selling these necklaces very soon. I will plug the channel. I'm sorry, I will plug the website when I get a chance. It's $20, and I mean, really, for this, and it's good quality. I mean, you can't see it, but she drilled into the tip of one of the vertices for the D20, and right now, the number that comes up or faces out right now is 20. Is a nat 20. I love it. I like the color. She had some other ones. There was one that my husband got that was white, glitter, and gold, and it was beautiful. I loved it. I love that one too. I may steal it, you know, off and on, but no. When she gets like an Etsy, or she gets whatever she gets, I'm absolutely going to plug that because it deserves being plugged. It deserves getting out there. But while I have most of a not terrible but not great beer to get through, and it's still kind of cold. It's getting a little warmer, which kind of works in its favor. All that's left to say is thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things. And I will see all of you next time.